Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Klein, here on behalf of ECEDHA at the ECEDHA Annual Conference and EC Expo. I have the pleasure of being joined today by Sherry Hess, Vice President of Marketing with AWR. AWR is one of our ECEDHA partners and is presenting here at the annual conference as part of the EC Spotlight presentation series. Sherry, thank you for joining me today. And more importantly, thank you for your support of ECEDHA's programming. We're very pleased to have you here today.
Thank you.
Sherry, I have a few questions today that will help us get some insight into AWR, and I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Let's go ahead and get underway.
Okay.
What advice would you give to college students looking to embark upon a career in engineering? And even more specifically, what form of guidance can you offer to women entering this field?
These are good questions. So my background is in engineering as well. I went to Carnegie Mellon and got a BSEE. And one of the things I would strongly encourage people, if they have that, curiosity, intellectual curiosity of how things work or why things work, that's part of the reason why I ended up in the engineering domain. I really enjoyed math and science and kind of understanding and exploring mentally the way things worked. But something I wish maybe I would have had some advice when I was in college was maybe get a little outside your comfort zone and network and really understand what are those career paths that people might have when they graduate, and also what sort of tools do they use to do their job, right? So you sit in a classroom and you learn the theory, but when you actually get out to the real world, you're not solving all these equations by hand. There's actually tools. So I think by having dialogues with people that are in industry, whether it's through contact at the IEEE, I think they have a university or a student chapter, or any sort of trade shows, job fairs. I'm sure there's a number of things. I mean, I didn't take advantage of it when I was there, but I would encourage people to do that and explore learning in other ways.
As a leader in high-frequency EDA, AWR is known for your software solutions. Can you tell us a little bit about your innovative technologies?
Sure. So AWR came onto the market in 1998, with a product known as Microwave Office. And it was the first product to embrace kind of the PC platform and also the Microsoft look and feel. So as an engineer, if you would sit down to use the software, there really wasn't a learning curve because you kind of already knew how to like click and drag and the way things were configured. And that was really innovative and groundbreaking for that era in terms of electronic design software. One of the things, and maybe tying back to the earlier question, is one of the things that fascinates me about engineering is our world's constantly changing. I mean, think back to when I was in college, the PC was just becoming popular. I was just talking to a friend that went to orthodontia school, and he was using a typewriter to write his term papers, and I was at Carnegie Mellon, so I was a little bit ahead of the curve in using a computer. But nowadays, I mean, you have to have a computer even to think about going to school, and my 4-year-old is using a computer. So technology changes, and engineering is always at the forefront of that. So in a way, you are exposed to innovation day in and day out. Kind of that is a backstory to AWR, because we're part of the resources or the solution for designing these technologies. We also have to be at the forefront of innovating new ways to enable this sort of exploratory environment that can be created in software. So our most recent introduction, actually I think was maybe a few months ago, called Multi-Rate Harmonic Balance. And it's a harmonic balance or nonlinear circuit simulator that allows you to more quickly and readily explore multi-tonal or high-frequency designs. We're also going to be rolling out another innovation in 3D finite electromagnetics, which is known as domain decomposition, which is quite new in the field of electromagnetics, in particular finite elements. We've had some things this past 2 years, Axiom, which is a planar 3D solver. We're also known for something called ACE, automated circuit extraction, and INETs, intelligent net connection. And all of these things are really in response to where our customers are driving the software. What do they need to do to design the next generation product, and how can we empower them to work a little smarter, a little faster, right? Because you've got to stay ahead of your competition. So innovation is really key to keeping us kind of cutting edge and keeping our customers successful.
As an organization that has a pulse on the university community, what are some of the trends you are seeing taking place between industry and academia?
Trend certainly is there aren't boundaries, right? So a lot of the students that I come across are perhaps not so much in undergraduate, but in graduate level or PhD courses. And they're getting a lot of their design challenges or their project work coming from industry. So one in particular that I'll highlight is with the University of Colorado in Boulder, Dr. Zoya Popovich. She runs a graduate level mimic design class. And those design challenges come from various government contracts, design contracts, and speaking with industry on, what do you need to design when you're out there. So those challenges are real world, right? They're coming from industry, not necessarily just purely an academic exercise. And then the other thing that was quite unique is TriQuint is a commercial fab, and they said, we'll donate you fab time, so in the lab you can develop these designs, but let's actually go one step further and realize them. And it was a neat partnership because we provided the software that allowed the students to pursue these designs. TriQuint matched it with kind of a free fab run, so they actually realize it. And the design inspirations came from the commercial world. So where is the boundary that you're at university and you're kind of buffered, you're not? It's basically getting you ready for that next transition in your life. And that trend is I think, here to stay, right? When you graduate, they want you to be ready to day one to use the tools of the trade. So getting exposure to the fab, the software, the hardware, whatever, is pretty much a prerequisite these days.
Can you tell me a little bit about AWR's University Software Program and the benefits it provides to the academic community?
Sure. So we have a number of university endeavors. For maybe the past 8 or so years, we've had a university program where we try to make our software available to professors that are running labs or courses, that it would also be of benefit to have exposure to our software. We have our salespeople regionally that will work with the professors to figure that out. But about a year and a half ago, we launched something we called the Preferred University Program, where it was a subset of universities where we already had a connection. For instance, because I went to Carnegie Mellon, I might have suggested that that would be a good institution to approach because I know some professors there. So we put together a handful of universities and we approached and said, how can we help you, right, deliver a different educational experience, whether that's trying to lace the software into the coursework or offer a lab or a new course in the instance of how Zoya did it. We tried to have those dialogues. And we launched some successful programs in about 10 universities. And one of the early on things that you wouldn't think would have been an issue was some of the professors saying, I don't have to worry about licensing this software or installing it. So we set up a website that if you're a preferred university, the students log in, they download the software, they create their own licenses, they can solve these designs, in their dorm room and wherever they might be, Starbucks, I have no idea where they're going to do their homework, but we just try to empower the students to get on with the work and remove the professor and any sort of headaches that might be there with setting up license servers and all that lovely stuff. It's been wildly successful. So we want to take it one step further this year, and that's the reason we've had our participation at ECEDHA, is to announce what we call a graduate gift initiative. So all of those students that have been exposed to our software through a university or preferred university program, we want to gift to them upon graduation a 1-year license of our software so that they can not only keep learning the tools, but maybe take that as something different to their first job or make them more attractive to be hired because they already know the tool and they even already have the tool. So we've announced that here today.